Economic confidence. Joining me now is the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg. Treasurer, a very good morning to you. Thank you for being with us on a very busy morning. We'll get to the economy in just a minute, but first I wonder if I can ask you for your reaction to this latest cluster. It's prompted swift reaction from other states.
Well, the New South Wales health authorities have moved swiftly themselves and put in place immediate precautions. There were more than 10,000 tests yesterday. More than 250,000 Sydney-siders have been asked to stay at home as the health authorities go about their contact tracing and their world-class testing regime. We do know that there will be more cases. The question has never been whether we had eliminated COVID-19. The question has always been how we will respond to the new cases as they arrive. And New South Wales has been the gold standard, so we should have confidence in the New South Wales system. Obviously, this is a developing situation and the state premiers and the chief ministers will take their actions based on medical advice. But I would just ask everyone to monitor the situation closely, to follow the medical advice, but also to have faith and confidence in the ability of the New South Wales health system.
Well, what impact economically would a hard lockdown have right now if the states were to look at more severe measures?
Well, look, I don't want to preempt, such actions, because what we did see yesterday, Matt, was a improvement in the economic numbers, which were very encouraging going into Christmas. And that was a result of the Australian economy opening up, restrictions being eased, the virus being successfully suppressed, Australians going back to work and them spending more freely. And we did see that in yesterday's numbers. So we want to keep that momentum going. We've seen 14 out of the last 15 weeks consumer confidence rising. The 1 week where it didn't was when South Australia put in place those restrictions. So we really need to keep that momentum going.
As you've mentioned, Treasurer, some pretty good news in the mid-year outlook for our economy. So much is going to depend on consumer confidence, as you've touched on. Iron ore prices seem to have been really vital to the state of our economy right now. How concerned are you, though, that China will impose trade sanctions on our iron ore, given, I guess, our fractured relationship with China in so many other industries?
Well, the economic relationship with China is very much mutually beneficial, and nowhere is that better illustrated than when it comes to iron ore. We supply more than 60% of China's iron ore needs, and it's helped underpin their economic growth story, where they've lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. So our iron ore is world-class. Supplies elsewhere from Australia are few and far between. There is obviously iron ore that comes out of Brazil, but there have been some supply constraints there. There are efforts in Africa to develop new mines, but that will take some years. So our iron ore is required by the Chinese authorities to not only make steel for their domestic consumption, but also their major exporters of steel. So we obviously are seeing some tensions in the relationship. We'd like to work those through bilaterally. Where we can't do that, we reserve the right to use multilateral forums.
Certainly some positive signs, though. 90,000 jobs created last month, so we're certainly tracking in the right direction. Treasurer, thank you for your time this morning.
Nice to be with you and your viewers, Matt.